Hello and welcome to our interview. First and foremost, thank you very much for accepting the invitation and taking time to answer our questions. My name is Hannah and I'm a first-year international business student at the Windesheim University of Applied Sciences. In our course Living in the World, we work together in teams and our goal is to get to know different national cultures all over the globe. We are doing a group work where we compare two different cultural profiles in different countries. So our group has chosen to compare the Chinese and the Czech culture with each other, and therefore we need you to answer our questions about your respective culture. Before we start, I would like to ask for your permission to record this interview. The recording is only accessible for our team and the teacher of the course and will not be given to any other parties. So if you accept that, you can just say yes once.
Yes.
Okay. Our interview will follow 5 main topics that we thought were suitable to get an overview of the national culture, and those topics are religion, so how your belief is and how your religion is in your respective culture, then relationship with family and friends, and also relationship in terms of with government and with your work, so power distance. And then we would also like to talk to you about communication and certain values that you find important for your own culture. So let's start.
Okay.
Let's start with our first question. Can you quickly explain how you have been in contact with the Chinese culture?
So I'm Chinese. I was born and grew up in China. I've worked in China until 2016. So before I moved to Germany, I have lived 32 years in China. Should know much about the culture.
Yeah. So we have decided to dedicate our question to 5 specific topics to really get to know the national culture on a broad level. The first question and the first topic we would like to talk about is religion. And the first question therefore is, in which way is there a big presence of religion or religions in your culture?
In China, there are several different religions: Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism, Islam, Catholicism, Christianity. Several different religions. In my point of view, they are all playing a role as education and helps the society becomes harmonious and stable. So personally, I'm a Buddhist. In China, there are about 2,000 million Buddhists. Buddhist should be the biggest religion. So I will take Buddhism as example to prove why I think religion's big presence is education. First, I would say Buddha Shakyamuni is one of the greatest philosopher, educator, teacher in the history, and nowadays he taught in and is still teaching and will teach countless beings how to face and deal with their lives. Here I use beings, not human beings, because Buddhism believes that besides we human beings, there are still another 5 groups, from highest to lowest. Celestial beings, Asura, both equal to animals, ghost beings, and hell beings. We human beings group located between Asura and Buddha is a 3rd group, so altogether 6 groups. So here we come back to Buddha's education. For example, when you are sad, Buddha told you how to be happy. When you are poor, he told you how to be rich. When you are ill, he told you how to get healthy. and so on. The secret of solving these problems is to expand our own lives and help others, avoiding suffering, no matter which kind of suffering, from hunger, illness, lack of money, sadness, and so on. When you want to get more money, you have to give money to others and help them. When you want long life, you have to help others getting long life. For example, do not kill the animals and people. Do not hurt anyone. It's a very easy rule, just like planting and harvesting. You plant a seed in soil, later you will get many times more. We call it cause and effect. No matter what you have done, small or big, good or evil, you are just planting, like planting seeds in soil. Earlier or later you will get your retribution. If you want a better life, you should plant good seeds. And what's more, in Buddhism, we believe that all beings have soul. It never dies, and all beings have many, many past lives. And certainly, most of us will go on getting many afterlives, except the people who is beyond reincarnation. The body we use is just like clothes. When the clothes is rotten, then we have to change it and get a new one. But what you get for afterlife is depend on what you have done in this life and past lives. Can be a human being, that is Zedam, can be a celestial being in heaven, this is all real. Often can be a dog, a pig, a bird, a fish, a fly, an ant, a ghost, even a life in hell when you did too many evil things. With these principles, we will respect all beings and also cherish our lives, understand and accept all what we met, suffered, give tolerance to anything, anyone, avoid doing something wrong and evil. When a lot of single people behave in a good and kind-hearted way, the whole country will be harmonious and stable. Of course, Buddha has taught us much, much more and deeper than what I said. What I said is just very simple examples. I think and believe Catholicism and Christianity have the same functions. Religion helps people live in peace and contentment. So that's the reason I believe religion plays the role as education, promote social harmony and stability.
Yeah, I think that's a good explanation. And because you said there was a big presence of religion, which influence does your belief or your religion have on your daily life and the way you behave?
Yeah, so as for me, I'm Buddhist just for 2.5 years. I'm still learning and try to correct my behaviors and thoughts. These behaviors and thoughts are slowly formed in the past lives and the past of this life. It's difficult to change them completely in short time, but I will use my whole life to do it. Here are some examples how Buddhism affects my daily life. For example, if I'm not a Buddhist, I will go on eating meat, but now I will not. First, the animals suffer too much from being killed. Second, their lives are shortened. How can my life be prolonged if I eat too much meat? Third, the animals have souls too. They know who has eaten their meat. They will trouble me one day if I eat their meat.
Mm-hmm.
Second example, someone scolded me. If I'm not Buddhist, I will be angry and even scold back. But now I will try to let me be peaceful. I know I did something wrong in the past. I should accept it, let it go. In this way, my bad karma will be reduced.
Okay, that's very interesting. So, on this note, we will go on with our next topic, which is your relationship with your family and your friends. So, the first question on that topic is, how important is the concept of family and friends for your culture?
In my culture, family and friends are also very important. We study hard, work hard, is for the purpose of bring our families more happiness and better material life. This family concept is not just limited in parents, couple, children, brothers and sisters, also uncles, aunts, cousins, nephews, and nieces. Can even bigger. That's depend on how big your heart is. Is your heart. So we should try our best to support them and help them when they are in trouble, regardless economic issues or the health problems or what else. In China, the family plays a major role to support the family members. Society and country gives helps too, but not yet so much as in Europe. For friends, it is similar as family. In China, we often say a word. At home, your parents take care of you. When you go out, your friends give you supports. So we can see how important friends are for us.
Yeah. And do you spend a lot of time with them, or do they have any kind of special influence on your life? So, your family and friends, both?
For this point, I have to say I'm really sorry for my families in China. I haven't spent much time with them. I study and work always in other cities that they are far away from my families. And in 2016, I moved to Germany. Since then, I have spent even much less time with them. Good is that the high technology social network helped us so that I could use them, communicate with my families every time with very low cost. My family and friends do have much influences in my life. My parents both are introverted, not very open. I'm too. And both of them are strict. As I was a child, I don't like it at all. I thought I would be a good and easy mother in the future, but actually I did similar things as my parents to my daughter. I have realized it, and so I'm learning to be easier to her.
Yeah, that's nice. So, furthermore, I would like to introduce you to the term power distance. And the term describes how much people accept inequality and or undeserved, strongly distributed power in your country. And my first question on that is, would you rather say that your culture tends to have a high or low power distance?
I think I would say that my culture do not tend to have a high power distance, but I know it's not low. It's based on several thousand years history culture. But it has also changed over the years. It used to be very high, but now with influence from Europe and America, it is less high. It's still not low, but also not high as it used to be.
Yeah. And related to that question, can you give me any examples on that, maybe in a working or government environment?
So for example, in the companies, the power distance has become less high because not only the CEO decides, but also other managers, team leaders, or other important people in the company. With the government, it is a bit different because they still decide a lot, but a lot. But for some things, they also ask for our opinion. For elections, the government decides. People inside can vote and decide, but normal people usually don't. But for new rules, they come to the people beforehand and ask us what we need and how they can improve our life.
Okay, that's very interesting as well. So we would also like to talk about the concept of communication and in your national culture. So my question is, to which extent is there anything about the way people within your national culture communicate that you find very particular, and if so, can you give me any insight on that?
Yes, there are some particular ways to communicate. For example, in China, it's very normal that you are asked by others how much money you earn every month or every year. Also, if you are not married and are not more young, you will be asked by many people why you are not married. Do you need help to find someone to marry and so on? In general, they are very forward and open.
Yeah, with their questions and in general that communication.
Yes.
Okay. Lastly, we feel like it is also very important to know about your values, so both the national culture in general, but also for yourself. So the first question on that is, are you proud to be part of your national culture? And could you please elaborate with general reasons?
Yes, I'm proud of part of my national culture. I was born in this culture. It's just like my mother or my father. I love it from heart. Blood, bones, no reasons. No matter good side or the bad side, because I'm just part of this culture.
Yeah, okay. And what are you most proud of in your culture and would want more people to appreciate?
Yes, tolerant, humble, forbearance, magnanimous, adequate,
Yeah.
loyalty is always inside of Chinese traditional culture. All these elements have formed up the soul of Chinese culture. They are our treasure. But since 1940, the Opium War started. Qing dynasty slowly went on the way to the end. China lost the inner peace, and then from 1931 to 1949, China experienced also the Second World War and the Inner War. Chinese traditional culture was badly destroyed during this time. We have lost many things, part of our original soul. Fortunately, the government realized it and is trying to bring our old culture back. It needs some time. We will see the old civilizations reborn one day in China.
Yeah. You said that you were proud of your etiquette. So does that mean that the Chinese people are very polite and very nice to each other? Is that what you want to say with that?
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
That's great to know. And on the other hand, what do you perhaps find overrated by people outside your culture? So something that isn't as important as they make it out to be?
I would say Kung Fu was somehow overrated by people outside of my culture. It is amazing. It helps people being strong, but when people use it to fight with someone, intimidate others, then they are just playing the negative side of Kung Fu. Comebacks and wars just making the situation worse and worse. We should pay more attention to our heart, let it be warm, friendly, and full of love. In this way, our world can be saved.
That's a very interesting insight. So on how maybe your culture has affected someone else's. Before we end the interview, is there anything you want to add which you think we might need to know about your culture, or do you think you've given a successful picture?
I think that's what I want to tell for today.
Okay.
No, nothing more.
Yeah, okay. And do you have any recommendations and tips for us in the future and on how we structure our interview, or do you think this was well structured?
I'm glad that I got this chance in this interview to express some Buddhism's opinions.
Yeah.
I would like that you all bring this good side to the whole world.
Yeah, okay, that's great. So we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it all. Our questions are done. And we hope you enjoyed our little interview. And thank you again for your time and effort. Both are greatly appreciated. If you want to see our end result, that is, of course, also possible. And we would be happy to share it with you. So we can just send it to you via email if you want to have it and want to see what we have done out of the questions and the interview in general. Would you be interested in that?
First, I'm really enjoyed in this interview, and you can send me the interview result back.
Yeah, I will do that then.
Yeah.
Then I think that's it. So
Yeah.
have a nice day, and thank you again for your chance to interview.
Nice day too.